Just Kirby in a fucking studded belt with some Jinko jeans. Hello and welcome to the Answers of Lemon, the smartest icebreakers from the dumbest dudes. You tired? You tired of the weather? You tired of feeling awkward in a line and that stranger behind you is looking at you a little bit too much and you want to break the tension, so you're just going to be like, hey, how's it going? Ask them better questions. Make your life better with weird questions. Starring the one, the only, joined with me today, your god of odd, Connor.
That's me. I'm here. I'm doing what I can to bring you the good questions for the weirdo breathing down the back of your neck while you're waiting for your food to be ready.
And I am your humble host, Evan. But no, it's seriously like I didn't ask a question because I didn't feel the need to, but I did have a long conversation with this lovely lady at Joanne's yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago. We're just gonna start counting with Evan, the podcast.
The past. We'll take it down to the past.
Previously, within the last 7 days of recording, which is again concurrently beamed to our two listeners.
Concurrent. Yeah, I got to tell you, that's not a normal reaction to having a person behind you in line. I just want you to know, most of us just swallow that feeling or rip just the gnarliest fart to make space.
Oh, I was being complimented about how such a nice guy I was.
Yeah, no, I mean, you are such a nice guy, of course. I mean, here I am walking into Lowe's, and I've got one in the chamber ready to drop in case somebody doesn't give me my customary space. You go in ready to have a conversation with a nice lady. That
Life
makes you
happens,
a nice guy,
man.
And that makes me a different guy.
We're all guys up here in this one. Up and guys and up. I'm so freaking tired today. Hell yeah.
You sound tired.
It's been a life. Let's get into it. How you been, Connor? Most important first question of the day.
I am riding a high of successful commerce. I have had the best streak of Goodwill visits of my life.
Oh, do tell. Go on.
I needed a belt. I have 3 belts now. That has quadrupled the amount of belts that I own if you don't count the cloth belt, which I am currently wearing, which you should not, because they are not belts for adults.
No, they're just sad.
But they are comfortable.
What colors are your belts?
My belts are brown, black-brown reversible. That's one belt.
Okay.
And navy blue with a bit of cloth in like the stripe to it. Hold that question. I see it in your eyes. It doesn't make any sense to you? I've got a lot.
It doesn't.
I can reach. It's
you can do it.
Here.
Look at this, folks. You can't see a gosh dang thing, but he's gosh dang doing it.
New belts. New belts.
That was a beautiful thud.
ASMR of belt buckles. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That is
with a stripe of blue in the center.
Not what I imagined at all. Very nice. That is a good looking belt.
Thanks. Yeah.
Sweet.
And the brown belt is from Goodfellow and Co. For $4, which is $6 cheaper than the $10 tag it had on it. That's just the start. That's just the beginning.
Just saving money. Just stealing. Just robbing the Goodwill at gunpoint.
Bargains for days. Right.
Keep going.
I needed new pants. I got new pants. Not just any pants. Pants that will work for Hobbit attire, which I need because I'm attending a Hobbit party for somebody's birthday. Very baggy corduroy brown pants. Perfect for hobbiting.
God bless you. Don't spill anything on them at tea time or whichever meal.
11sies, perhaps.
I sure don't know.
I got so many decks of bicycle cards because I just keep buying those. I don't need any more, but they're always $1. and they're usually in very good shape.
And bicycles are the best.
They're the best cards. I've played with subpar cards, and I don't ever want to do it again.
It's that damn air cushion that they talk about. I don't know what it means, but when you go, it just does the so
right.
much better.
We took a pack of bicycles out to a bar and played cribbage with a stranger who was not a card player. I do not blame her, but she did not have good card etiquette. She did get beer on the cards. They're still in great shape.
Hey.
No cleanup required beyond a quick wipe with a napkin. Any other card?
Very nice.
That one's marked forever. You're cheating now. You know it's
just
in their
melted.
hand.
Yep. Yeah.
Many bicycles.
They're so good. They're so good.
And now
they got all the fun little versions.
So I'm totally stocked in case of apocalypse. I have a few generations worth of bicycle cards now.
Your irradiated grandchildren will thank you.
I got mugs I got a mate for the Kraken octopus tall mug, like tiki mug style ceramic tall mug that you got for me, but this one's got a shiny finish instead of the matte finish. So very now cool. that's got a friend. It's a collection now. And 4 stacking coffee mugs that fit into each other, and there's a picture of an octopus on that.
Very fun. Loving that.
It's good stuff. We got bowls. We need deep bowls and 2 new cribbage sets. One of them had most of its pegs.
How has your wife not killed you yet?
She was definitely upset. Well, the first one is just kind of a standard travel set, which I'm just holding on to in case I ever actually manage to get my life together enough to establish a cribbage night at a local bar once a week, like I've been dreaming about.
That'd be very cool.
And she didn't give me any guff about that one because she knows that's what I'm working at, and that set was like $3, $4.
You are working towards a goal. It is a productive cribbage purchase, not just the crippling cribbage addiction that you have.
Yeah, but number 2, she did say I should have left behind because it's an ugly board. It is it's a relic. It represents a piece of cribbage history.
Okay.
This comes from the era where they went from just like the 2 rows that you would go uppy downy on.
Yep.
And I know that because they talk about, let's see, it's called Crib Derby, the perfect cribbage board. A bold claim. A bold claim.
I've played on the perfect board and it's shaped like a 29.
A thrilling race each time you play and score your game. This modern way. The once around board that avoids confusion and arguments as to direction of play and question of first or second time around the board may be used by 2, ... or 3 players, ... or by 4 players as partners.
Yes.
It even comes with a little decoding system to tell you exactly how much every hand is worth.
Just a little cheat sheet? That's incredible.
Isn't that crazy?
I love how the jack is an N for knave, right?
For nibs. His nibs.
Nibs.
His nibs.
I was thinking. I was remembering when Leah was like, "Hey, did you know the jack used to be called the knave?" Or was that you? Was it you or Leah? One of you guys were smart.
Must have been Leah. The only other jack fact that I know relevant to cribbage is that when you flip the jack for the cut card, it's called his heels.
I thought it was knobs.
Knobs is when you've got it in your hand and it's the right suit.
Okay, I don't know.
But it's his heels when it gets cut and the dealer just gets 2 points.
No, just because the jack playing card just used to be referred to as the knave. In general. Well, very cool. That's a lot of good. That is a lot of good commerce. Good job.
Yeah, the board itself is incredibly ugly. It's the plastickiest board ever.
Why does it have a pencil sharpener at the bottom?
That's where it keeps the metal pegs that are all the same color. Because at this time in cribbage history, the only argument that people had was, are we going forward or backward? Have we gone around once or twice? What they didn't anticipate with this iteration was that people would forget, am I that one or that one? at least when you have colors, you can tell you're blue or you're red or whatever.
Yeah, and like I have a beautiful set from my dad. Of course, you know that I'm saying this for our listeners. Fiction. We have brass, silver, and gold pegs, and the brass and gold kind of look a little similar. Sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna be silver. That one's different. Give me that one.
Alita has gotten so tired of me running around breaking plastic fork tines for cribbage pegs that she now carries metal pegs around with her in her purse just as a matter of essential house leaving equipment.
That is love if I've ever heard it. That is a beautiful thing. I am so happy for you. You are a lucky man.
I am. I don't know how at this late stage in my relationship with her, I have managed to convert her to play cribbage, but she asks to play cribbage when we go out to a bar now.
That's so cool. I love that for you.
It's
and her, of course, her too. That was a plural you, but also you specifically because you're my friend.
Us. Yeah, you meant for us.
That is how that goes, yes.
So that's me. And that was over the course of 4 visits to Goodwill's. I found at least one great thing to take home with me every single time, and I'm just never going to top that. This is the pinnacle of Goodwill success for me.
Good job. Congratulations. Get your certificate of accomplishment out the door. And
how you been? In your sad not 4 Goodwills in a row by comparison life.
No, I have not done any Goodwill shopping. I have not gone places. I had something that I wanted to tell you as far as this goes, and now that I'm on the spot in real time, I don't know what to say.
Don't it always seem to go?
Oh my gosh.
That you don't know what you want to say when it's gone. I'm stretching. Sorry, parking lot. Were you going to bring up parking lots? Please tell me that you were going to bring up, because that would really save my
I was not going to, but I did have that song going in my head too.
Excellent. Okay.
Hate that song. That song is trash.
It's really bad. But it is perfect when you do want to say, don't it always seem to go?
Yeah. Yeah. Ice cream trucks still exist, and they're in the city of Seattle.
Awesome. Are they still selling Bugs Bunny with the edible eyeballs that you suck out first?
That's what I was hoping. No, they had Kung Fu Panda 4 bubblegum eye candy ice cream treats.
I accept that the times are changing, but I miss my Bugs Bunny face.
I think the truck that we went to today was. It looked like an ice cream truck's child. It was a much smaller iteration. So I think if it were a full-blown ding-dong cart, it would have had the Bugs Bunny. But with the limited freezer space, it had to keep up with the times and get that sweet Kung Fu Panda money.
Fair enough. Hey, you know what? That's where the kids' pocket money is at nowadays. You got to put it up for Jack Black Panda.
That's how it goes. The other thing that we got to put up is I am a non-alcoholic alcoholic, if that makes sense. I love me some beer. I love a big, cold, malty beverage, but I don't want any alcohol in it because it will mess with my antidepressants and possibly kill me, according to Shane. So I'm like, I'll have a non-alcoholic beer. And Connor, do I have something to tell you?
What?
I hate Sam Adams. Sam Adams, your beer is not great. Your cups are really stupid, and it makes me mad. You make incredible Porch Rocker and Cold Snap. Those are the 2 beers of yours that I go for until I was at the grocery store, and in the clearance was a warm case of Sam Adams non-alcoholic IPA beer. The tagline on the box said, "The best non-alcoholic beer." So I go, yeah, I'm gonna buy this clearance freaking beer. It's so good, Connor. It's so good. I can't. It's incredible. It is the best non-alcoholic beer I've had.
I thought for sure you were going to say, and here's my smoking gun. I can prove to the world that Sam Adams is a brewery that must be despised. But nay.
Exactly. It's just more than anything. Like I know a lot of people like Sam Adams, and I have my own just bartenders grumps about it. But for anything to have the hubris for their tagline to be the best blank,
that's a big swing.
It's just like, yeah, you're not going to fucking deliver. And then Sammy Boy did.
That's pretty wild. I will say, I do expect every pizzeria that I buy pizza from to claim to have the best pizza in the blank. Doesn't matter what the vicinity is, if they say in the neighborhood or in the city. I need a pizzeria to respect itself and have some confidence. We all know.
And also have that vinyl checkerboard tablecloth. That's how you know it's good stuff.
Yeah. Don't grab the slice if you don't walk past the checkerboard tablecloth.
Yeah. Maybe that's just me.
Speaking of beautiful, fantastic things in this world, we are going to come back to this IPA because I do need to hear more. But I also want to know, can you hear my dog snoring? Because I can.
No, that's such a shame.
All right, let's, for the sake of Foley work.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm sure it's picking up on your end. I don't want to edit stuff, Connor. Don't do... Oh, he's doing it.
That's my beautiful dog.
It's such
bragging about how asleep she is.
It is such a low rumble.
It's different every time.
That's very good. Thank you for sharing. I am enriched.
You're so welcome. Now, describe this IPA to me. How dank? Tell me the dank.
Okay. It is flavorful, yet crushable. It has all of the wonderful hop notes that you get. Like, I love the smell of a brewery. It has that nose without any of the chew that you get with, like, a double or triple or even a single IPA. Like, you don't get any of that, like, oh, I'm eating horse feed. You're like, oh, wait, this is just a beautiful smelling, delicious beer, and it's not getting me messed up. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I gotta say, I'm skeptical because I'm the unpopular beer snob who doesn't enjoy IPAs.
Leah barely enjoys beer, and she's like, this is fucking amazing.
Well, I'll tell you, you are saying all the right things that entice me towards an IPA.
Okay.
Non-alcoholic is usually not on the list, but it's not a problem by any means. If I'm in it for the flavor, and it sounds like that's what you're describing to me.
I mean, that's all there is to it. Like, if you want to get somewhere, go elsewhere. But like, if you're just looking to enjoy a beer with fewer repercussions, yeah.
And I mean, worst case scenario, you just drop a shot of vodka in there, and it's all the same at the end of the day.
All right. Okay. Cool. Not condoning.
I defy you, Sam Adams. I'll alkify this IPA if it sends me to hell.
I'm just now thinking of like non-alcoholic Boilermakers.
I swear to you, I do have non-alcoholic rum. We could
make that
happen.
We should do that. That'd be ridiculous.
The pageantry of dropping a non-shot into a non-pint.
Just feel like a college kid again without like, and then waking up like a college kid where it's like, I'm invincible, as opposed to what I would wake up nowadays of like, oh my god, I'm just let me die. Just let me die.
Reclaim your youth with 2 glasses full of lies.
I don't know what it says about me that this is far more enticing than I think it should be.
All right. Well, hey, if you can find that warm clearance nest that holds this excellent Sam Adams IPA, please stock up.
That's the thing that's killing me is like, why did the good thing have to be on clearance? Where am I going to be able to find this going forward?
I don't know. I feel like I think the non-alcoholic scene has hit pretty much every corner of the craft beer market by now. I'm surprised that Seattle wouldn't grab onto it, but they might just not care for Massachusetts themed things. I feel like Dunkin' Donuts made an impact out here and left
Yep.
the Pacific Northwest with a sour taste in its mouth for like, ooh, that's not the coffee we enjoy. And maybe they just think that's how New England runs.
I couldn't tell you. But what I can tell you is that it's time to get in some questions, baby. Let's do the podcast thing with, oh God, it's still rolling. Ooh, oh no, Connor, it's an early one.
Ooh,
lucky number 7.
Dicey.
Lucky number 7. Oh, and lucky is it? It is lucky. Connor, if Kirby swallowed you, what copy ability would he get?
Oh man. All right.
Knee jerk reaction. I will come up with a real one, but my answer is it would be like if he ate one of the sleep hats, because I have depression. He would just be like, I gotta go lie down, man.
Okay. All right. Well, I am going to insist, Evan. That's not a wrong answer, but I will ask for, as you say, additional answer.
Yes. No, I will give a more fun answer, not just a knee jerk funny to me answer. Do you have one? Because I apparently have Kirby just living in my brain. So
I got to tell you, I am grappling with my mortality at the moment because Kirby will kill me to make this happen.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that Kirby is going to crouch slightly, and then you are gonzo, my friend. Unless you are lucky, and then you become his little buddy.
If you're lucky. And I don't think I'm not enough of a protagonist in Kirby's world to become buddy.
Yeah, you're not equally as round enough.
I'm not. Yeah. You've got.
I'm just thinking like Kirby 3 with all.
Off.
It's all of the animals and that little like goo dude. They're all just other colored circles or really pudgy animals. It's like, if you want to be a Kirby hero, you also need to be round.
So yeah, I don't have anything for you. You hit me with yours. What do you got up front?
Kirby,
I try not to think about dying.
Kirby would get an increase in speed, not because I am a swift person, but because I have fast footwork, because he would get the power of Dance Dance Revolution if he swallowed me. So what I am imagining is that it's one of those like projectile moves. So it's like Kirby moves quicker, and like he can do like when he does like the down slide kicky, it'll actually like a little arrow will go boop and hit in front of him. And you can do that in any of the cardinal directions, as is with a Dance Dance Revolution pad.
I like it. Can I maybe sell you on the jump being the reverse double arrow jump that you do when you're really showboating at an arcade to get like a little bit of a jump attack going, Mario style?
Yes, I love that idea of just like it's just an unnecessary animation where he flip every time he jumps. And and when he's doing the inhale float up, it'll just keep spinning, but it doesn't like just go around. It doesn't revolve. It just goes back and forth to do with the like old GBA style pixels.
Okay. I feel like that could be a really fun power to get up right before you go into like an enemy rush where you've got to take out like 12 of them in a row and they just keep coming for you.
Yeah. I also, because this is my fantasy, I do think my power gives it's like when he eats the invincibility lollipop, he gets a different soundtrack, which is just more Eurobeat.
Yes, very good. I like it. I think your power up is going to need it sounds pretty strong. I think it's going to have a time limit. I think by the time you get to the end of the DDR song, I think that might be all she wrote.
Okay, yeah, I'm fine with that. I was thinking the range would be limited, so that would mitigate it. But no, I'm okay with a time limit if it's too powerful. I don't want to break the game.
What appearance do you think comes with this?
I as much as I like Yo-Yo Kirby is my favorite, so I love the backwards cap. I can't cop that, so I'm gonna go with early aughts baggy tan pants.
Cool.
Just Kirby in a fucking studded belt with some Jinko jeans.
Nice.
Oh fuck! I gotta draw this. To listeners, do any of you do art? Please draw this. Please draw. I will send you stickers. Please.
I do not blame you for rallying the troops, because the combination of Janko jeans and a character who canonically does not have any legs is going to be very difficult to illustrate.
I just think of the was like the horny posting online where it's like, draw your favorite character in this, and it's like a sweater with like a boobie window cut out on it, and it's just Kirby with just like with the sleeves way too long. It's so cute. I think about Kirby a lot. I'm sorry.
Kirby, Kirby has spent a lot more time in my brain ever since I saw the Brian David Gilbert Unraveled, which gets into the terror and seemingly unstoppable power of Kirby when you get right down to it. Very impressive stuff.
For me, it's been ever since I watched Kirby Right Back at You on, was it 4Kids Entertainment?
Yeah, that's definitely what it was on. Right alongside the horrible 3D Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong television show.
Yeah, and the old Yu-Gi-Oh! And the poorly dubbed One Piece. Oh, it was great.
Oh, the times we had.
Oh, the times. Saturday morning, left alone, turned into this nightmare. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, nowadays we're probably like within a decade from a major motion picture starring Kirby with a real budget, real voice actors, actual cast.
I just don't want to live in the nightmare world where it's Chris Pratt going Poyo.
I feel pretty confident they will never give Kirby more words than he already has. I think you're gonna be fine there.
Thank goodness. All right. What's your Kirby power? We've talked about mine long enough.
Yeah, I think it's going to have limited utility. I think Kirby's going to get Therapize as an ability, and it will come up very rarely. I think like whatever can evoke Freud as much as possible as the default face of psychology. I think that's what Kirby's gonna get.
I was just thinking we'd give Kirby like the big boxy black rimmed glasses and like a clipboard. So the way that I'm imagining yours is like upon hearing yours, my idea is that your Kirby is like an instant boss defeat. And it's like your power is super beloved by speedrunners.
Interesting. I appreciate this credit. I wasn't going to give myself nearly as much as you're suggesting.
Well, hop on, baby. I'm taking you for a ride. So, like, I see, because the way that I imagine it, it feels like Microphone or Chef Kirby, where it's like a little animation. So when you activate your power, one of those like the psychiatric like lying down chairs.
Yeah, you gotta have a long couch for sure.
Yep. Kirby sits down on it, and it's just like a little like yeah. And then they like shake hands, and the boss leaves, and then Kirby does his little end of stage dance.
That's excellent. I really enjoy that. I'm gonna take my one piece of the power in addition to that.
No, please take all you want.
I'll say, I think to balance it out, you've got to be able to get through the whole level without using it, because it's no good on any of the mooks. I think you've got to be able to get past everybody on a pacifist run in order to get to the boss with this power intact.
Now, stage hazards. Will that negate your power?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I think like in the way that you lose any power, you take one hit and it or depending on the Kirby game, you lose the power after a couple of hits. and you might be able to get a chance to pick it back up, I think.
Okay.
Now,
Cool.
I think the only exception to the mooks being impervious to therapize is the floating orange guys that get wicked pissed at you if you try to.
Yep.
That's the one boss or the one mook enemy that will come to the couch and chill with you for a little while and then just go on their merry orange way. Because in the game, for those who are not aware, when you pretty much anything that you try to swallow will come with you, and then you're good. The orange guys are these floating, happy-faced little things that get really mad at you once you try to swallow them, and they become these nightmare creatures that hunt you down. They're really pretty difficult to avoid if they get upset with you.
So does it just turn them back into the happy orange version?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I love that.
They're not defeated. They just go back to being orange and they leave you alone.
That's so good. I'm a big fan of that. That's very fun. That's such a great point. I forgot about those guys. Kirby Squeak Squad's a great game.
Oh, Kirby games in general are fantastic. I think Kirby 64 is my favorite for having the ability to combine the powers.
Yes. Please,
so much discovery.
Share with the audience your favorite of the combinations.
There's so many really good choices.
Well, pick one now, the Connor in this moment.
Oh, it's the
bonus question.
Shuriken. That's Connor of all time. That will never change. Exploding Shuriken. It cannot be beat. Kirby throws them so fast they disappear, and then a split second is very like climax of a samurai movie. Kirby throws it so fast, it goes whoosh, and they're gone. And then a second later, across the screen, a surprised-looking enemy will go, and it'll just be it'll appear in its face or wherever you hit it, and then it explodes. That's so good. Friggin' coolest.
I love that. That's so good. Kirby's so good. All right, moving down to number 26. Oh man. Connor, we are in for it. We are in for it now. Because you are the size of a pencil and stuck in a blender. How do you get out?
I'm the size of a pencil and I'm stuck in a blender.
How do you get out? Peeling back the curtain, friends. This was an interview question Connor's wife got.
Connor's wife's friend got.
Oh, I apologize.
Fortunately, we've got 1 degree of separation between me and this. And I do feel the need to come up with a new answer. My original answer for getting out was just like cutting my hand on the blade inside the blender enough to get a good ooze going, and then mark the sides of the blender so that nobody would use the blender, thinking that it was dirty because it's going to be smattered with blood. And then when they go to wash it, I can escape with the torrent of water that comes through. Hopefully not boiled alive if they use too strong of hot water. That's where my head was at the time.
My answer, while you come up with a new one, is I'm just going to scream. I'm just going to keep screaming. Because they got to come into the kitchen eventually. You don't always have the music playing. You know, sometimes you just gotta get yourself a water, and before you turn on that faucet, you just hear ah. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? What's wrong with my neighbors? Oh shit, there's a little guy in my blender. I gotta get him out. What kind of sorcery is this?
Evan, and then we go, on the kindness of strangers. For the rest.
Yeah, this is how the movie starts, Connor, and then the rest of the 86 minutes in our tight 90 is going on an adventure to have a stern talking to and maybe a punch with the evil magician who turned me into so small that I'm a pencil.
I do like that. I
use a toothpick as a bow staff.
I love you forcing a genre into this scenario just by acting in cooperation with it.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. I'm making a movie. Toothpick Evan and Jim Jamboree. Face the wizard's curse. It fucking bombs. I don't even get a Razzie. It's so bad.
But, there's always the chance that our beloved Honey, I Shrunk the Kids actor would come out of retirement to revive that franchise in order to wash the collective taste of shrunk down to small size movie that you put into the culture's mouth with another great movie. What's that guy's name?
I was going to ask you because it's the Ghostbusters guy, right?
He's also in Ghostbusters. Oh man, he's such a hero. He just dipped as soon as his wife died because he's like, well, I'm not going to be a movie star anymore. I'm going to raise my children. What do you want me to do? You think I'm just gonna keep the Honey I Shrunk series alive forever? Yeah. He just popped up in a Mint Mobile commercial.
He was in Spaceballs.
He was great in Spaceballs. Rick Moranis.
He did it. Got it one. Didn't even have to look it up. There was no clipping, as you know, because this was beamed concurrently to you.
Concurrently. Cool. I would not lie to you, Internet. I would not fake this.
I would. Let's fight.
Okay. All right. Yes. So maybe we get Rick Moranis out of retirement as a fun side effect of this scenario that you will put into play.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Okay. All right. Here's my new strategy. It's going to rely on a lot of chutzpah, but I'm hoping to be able to bring it. I'm also going to need to rely on a scream, and I'm going to rely on the person operating the blender not knowing what's going on and not having put me there and having nefarious ideas for me. I'm going to take an annoyed sitting stance on the center of the blender and call out to whoever should come by and act irritated but in control during the entire interaction. I just need to bluff really hard that this is just a temporary setback for me.
I chose to be in this blender.
You chose. Yeah. Oh no, not so much a choice to be in the blender, but you're in for it now, buddy. Man, you better get me out of here or you're going to get what for.
Okay.
So I'm going to take that general attitude. And then at a very key moment, I am going to promise them 3 wishes.
Yeah. I'll grant those right after I go get a pack of cigarettes. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. I forgot to mention, I do need some nicotine from the tiny store. I can't tell you where it is. It's illegal. And until I get my smokes, I can't give you the wishes, but I swear, as soon as I get back.
No, fucking Genie. Genie is perfect. That's so good. That's so good. The other answer that I came up with while we were talking was reach my arms into either into an open space or try to create a space to get to the gears, and then make it so the blender spins in reverse. So instead of creating suction, it creates it blows. So then I take off my shirt and use it as a parachute, and I parachute out like a cool pencil man. Like
one of those skydiving things.
Yeah.
All right. Let's hope that sweatshirt won't just lift you up. It will also keep you from crashing to your death on the counter.
We'll find out.
Of course.
Or we won't, because I'm too busy being in an adventure, maybe punching a wizard.
And when you're really small like that, I think you can take more proportional falls. Like a mouse, if you drop a mouse from a foot off the ground, it's probably not going to be a big deal. But if you dropped us from the equivalent of a mouse's foot off the ground, that's 20 feet in the air, we're done for. We break things. But when you're tiny, you got those itty bitty bones. They don't weigh so much.
Okay, I didn't know that. I'm here for it.
I bet.
Peeling further behind the curtain, apparently the point of this question isn't to come up with cool, ridiculous answers of how you're getting out of blender. It's to be like, Am I a person or am I a pencil? Why am I in this blender? It's not to ask.
Yeah, you're supposed to impress them with your follow-up questions, which is, Evan, I'm sure you feel this as strongly as I do. The antithesis of the point of this podcast.
All answers are valid. No qualifying questions. And Connor, your wife comes from a place where that type of double checking thought process, like
Corporate
needing to
jackassery.
understand, totally fair and valid. I come from the opposite end of corporate jackassery, where I am what's known as in the fucking terminology as a creative. So, like, we need to think outside of the box as writers and designers. So, like, having to ask questions and narrow my field of vision is actually antithetical not only to this podcast, but to something like my position, which makes me think it's a really shit interview question and maybe so mad that Connor and I were like, we're going to put this on the podcast and do it better.
And it came up.
You do it better, too, listeners. I believe in you. Y'all are fucking great.
That's right. And when you don't get that job, don't come crying to us.
If honestly, if there's a place that you interviewed that's asking you this kind of question, dip.
Run.
Just dip. It is not worth it.
They're not going to like the 3 wishes. And that's all you should need to know about this place.
Also, like you've listened to us talk about corporate at this point. Maybe don't take our advice.
Oh yeah, don't
maybe
do
take
that.
your own life in your own hands. Maybe don't listen to 2 strangers on the internet. We're kind of dumb.
Yeah. That's good advice. That's the only advice you should take. Don't take our advice.
I had a segue, and then I just started laughing at us being stupid, so I don't have a segue anymore. Question number 21. What's a mild superpower you can think of, Connor?
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So mild superpower. So just by way of example, the favorite answer I've ever gotten off this one is Alita's, to keep her in the loop, my wife.
Yes.
She wants to be able to nudge and rearrange parked cars when there's 3/4 of a car space and 1/4 of a car space on the other side of the car, and just move the car so that you can get a full parking space.
It's so good. Hey, sports car taking up 2 lanes. Whoop. I got space now. I'm also now going to park really close to you.
And it just easy peasy. And the quality of life change that can make for a person. Not everybody needs to parallel park, but when you do,
it is an annoyance of our very nice lives.
Yeah.
Privileged lives is the phrase that I wanted to use. It just took me a second there, guys. Concurrent streaming.
You made it. You
brain. Hell yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking of when I think of minor, but of course, up to personal interpretation.
Yeah. So my mild superpower is that I can like what I thought it was like I can fix the Wi-Fi. And it's not like, oh, I need to turn it off and on again, go through the hassle. It's like, nah, Wi-Fi's good, man.
You just skip that extra inane step that everybody else needs to cooperate with.
Yep. It's just like, oh, is Evan around? Oh shit! Like stuff's just booting better. Hell yeah! I can stream my totally legal TV just fine. I'm not getting any hiccups. YouTube isn't sending me that little question saying, "Are you experiencing interruptions?" Yeah, it's because I'm getting all your freaking ads, loser.
You would come in handy at my place. I for the life of me cannot get my Switch to accept that the internet exists. Every other device you've come over. You've had some of the same problems with your devices.
Yeah. Oh, it was frustrating. It made no sense. But hey, if I had that superpower, it wouldn't be a thing. Oh no, man, Verizon's down. Oh shit, looks like Evan's just a hotspot. Who knew? Mild superpower. Doesn't help a lot, but like that work day that you really were concerned about because you had an actual not in person, but like a video meet and greet with a new client that you need to impress, so then you like actually get like a little bit of a pay raise, so like there's a little bit extra riding on it, but like if it doesn't go down, it's not like you're going to lose your job over it. You just don't have to. That's just one more thing you don't have to worry about.
Just one little headache
Just
that doesn't have to exist.
not saving the day, but helping the day. I guess I'm going to write is a Wi-Fi router.
Generates aura of Wi-Fi.
What's your mild superpower? Instead of radiation, I emit Wi-Fi. I connect you to your G's.
For my very mild superpower, I just want to have mastery of refrigerator and freezer organization.
Oh, that can feel like a superpower from time to time. Yeah.
Moving stuff around in the freezer is one of the most, and again, privileged life.
Yep.
One of the most frustrating experiences that comes across the desk of my life. I just can't stand it. My fingers start hurting. Stuff's falling out. It used to stay where it was. I don't know why it used to stay there. Why won't it close? The door still won't close.
Yep.
That would be a thing of the past.
That's very good. So does your power allow you to do that thing that I'm sure we all do and see the precariously stacked items and you're like, oh man, but I want that juice that's behind it. So you reach behind and then you try to thread that needle and then 4 things come tumbling down and your half finished plate of spaghetti just like goes everywhere and you're like, oh man, now I gotta clean this up. Frick.
That doesn't happen anymore. Nope. That little nit in my life, gone. I just like a waiter pulling the friggin' tablecloth out, leaving all the frozen delights behind. Exactly as I'll leave like little object-shaped holes in the wall of the freezer, like that bag of pizza rolls that I really needed. I can just slot it right back in where it was. As soon
it's
as
all
I'm done.
crinkled perfectly in the plastic packaging.
And on top of that, as just intuitively, I will know what in the freezer and the fridge to bring to the front where you can see it, so that stuff gets used and it doesn't go bad
huge.
And go forgotten in the fridge and in the back of the freezer.
Our leases coming up, and we have the side-by-side fridge freezer here, and it's a nightmare. Like, again, privileged life. I'm sorry. But it is just so frustrating to deal with. It's like, we don't know what's in there, but we need to eat all of it now.
Yep.
So it hasn't been going well, but we are almost done with the meat, which I did just keep in the bottom for easy access.
Smart. Hey, you've already got a little twinkle of that minor superpower. Keeping the meat in the bottom. Genius.
Hey, you do what you can. You can what you do. And now it's time to go to our final question of the night. This has been a fast one. Fast. Like Kirby. Like Dance Dance Revolution, Jinko Jeans Kirby.
One addition before you give me the next one. One
please,
thing that did pop into my head for Dancing Kirby. I would suggest a stomp when he reverses direction. So you can just careen right just almost into an enemy, and then you reverse direction with a stomp to attack it.
That's very fun. Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I like it. It's flashy. It's dumb. Our last question of the day, Connor, is number 51, which, reading it, really pleases me. You have the means. What cabinet are you stealing from an arcade?
I like the basic setup is, don't worry, you can do it.
Here's the thing. I've asked these questions long enough that I want to cut out the no qualifying questions. Yeah, you have the means. Stop thinking in reality. Start having fun there, guys. That's why we're talking. We're here to have fun. We're not here to be like, well, it would be really hard, like George Costanza trying to move that Frogger cabinet across the.
Hey, buddy, shh! Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You've got it, baby. You have the means.
In this scenario, you're fucking magic. You can put it in your pocket like a little pill. Who knows?
It's
Whatever.
for you. That's yours. Wait, which one? You just tell me which one. Let me worry about all those details.
Oh my god, dog. As I'm thinking of this, there are so many things I want to steal from an arcade. I think I just want an arcade in my house.
Well, hey, so far we know you've got the means for one cabinet.
Yeah. What am I picking up?
Yeah. Where do you start?
Where do I start? Man, I know, like all things say like Dance Dance Revolution, of course. No, I want to acquire that legally. That is a I've succeeded in life purchase. If I can ever get to the point to afford something as fucking dumb as a DDR actual arcade cabinet.
I love that you want to keep your relationship with DDR pure. That you won't have it sullied by thievery. It needs to be a testament to your life that you can acquire one.
DDR has made me what I am to this day, Connor. I need to pay respect to my elders, and apparently it's fucking what's their Bimani sound systems. That's
Wow.
the fucking rhythm game section of Konami.
Wow. I can't believe that you pulled that specific excellent. Fantastic.
Dog, I love DDR. Shut up. So that one feels right. Pinball's always fun. It always feels like cool to have a pinball table.
Pinball's good.
Like,
I'll tell you, I enjoyed having an air hockey table when I was a kid. That was fantastic until I tried to clean it, and that clogged up some holes.
Yep. My dad bought one because for some reason he wanted one, and the same thing happened to him.
Okay, glad to know that I, as a 12-year-old, made the same mistake that your dad did as a grown-ass man.
Yep, as a grown-ass man. Like my gut says I want to steal one of those things with like the high-end things in it, like the iPod and the smartwatches and stuff. But I feel like that shit's all lies. I can't see that stuff actually being in there because, like, if there were actually, like, iPods and... I'm dating myself. iPhones. There's no fucking iPods and shit anymore. What am I talking about? iPhones and headsets and Nintendo Switches. And I feel like if that's actually in there, people would be breaking into that shit a lot more often than they do.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, let me know.
I'll tell you, as a bulletproof glass... just to let you know how much you date yourself when you say iPod as something that you would take out of that thing. I did hear a kid the other day refer to an iPod as something that you would get like in the category of whatever else they had back then.
What the hell does that mean?
Like that's like you and me being like, I don't know, and then you rotate the dial phone or whatever, however you used to call folks.
Oh my god.
That was like the thing that you would want way back in the day.
Oh boy, an 8-track player.
And then you open up your Christmas stocking and you get like, what, an orange? You're happy with that back in the day. Way back then, that was good enough.
Okay. Yeah. Oh man. Derailed by my age. God damn it. The thing that I want to steal from the arcade is Cabela's Big Game Hunter.
Dude, what a good answer.
Solely because I love watching you get way too focused on Cabela's Big Game Hunter. I don't know what it is about you in that game. I've never seen you have any interest in a gun, real, fake, or otherwise.
Not really.
Where were we even that had Cabela's Big Game Hunter? It must have been Hampton Beach. It had to have been Hampton Beach. There's no other arcade that I can think of.
That's it. You got it.
But just like we'd sink some quarters into that thing, and I would be like dead or done or whatever real fast, and you'd still be there just like aiming at ibexes and stuff. It's
fun. It's really good, and I think I probably broadcast how into those games are. Because I really got to choke up on that teeny rifle as a 6'2" dude. That like those things are made for jazzed little 8-year-old boys.
The little purple guns with the red nozzle to show it's a fake gun.
Yeah, like elbows like all over the place, just trying to get my like my sights lined up and still be able to pull the trigger.
Yeah, because I think other things like a crane machine or pinball or like as much as I want the Simpsons arcade machine. I love that. I loved that game. Like that's all like fun and neat. Like you would bring your friends over and they'd say and be like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's something like Big Game Hunter. That's the thing that people go back to is like, think you get some elephant this time? I could get some elephant this time.
Yeah. Those elephants, they're not so hard. Yeah, I could get that. Let me get one of them.
Stuff with pinball, it's like you have a couple of drinks and you're like, whatever. I just want. You have a couple of drinks, you're like, want to play some Cabela's?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think it's a fun, unique novelty, and I think it will pay dividends in that my guests and friends will have more enjoyment out of it than. Like Dance Dance Revolution, that's there for my heart. I don't see guests coming over and getting sweaty too often, but I do see them picking up that light gun and going, I hear the Safari's a strong one today.
Yeah, you brought up pinball right away, and I think that's the coolest decorative thing that you could take out of an arcade. I don't really have the passion for it. I'll throw like a few bucks into a pinball machine from time to time, and then but that's kind of it. I don't ever see me really logging serious hours on it.
So I gotta derail it because I don't know how my dad and I got on this conversation, but when my dad and I talk, we get into weird spaces, and one was pinball. Modern day pinball is fucking weird. It's like some of them they're like screens. They're not like actual ball bearings and stuff in it, I don't think, or some do have ball bearings, but it's like it's interacting with the projected pinball scape. What is a playing field of a pinball called?
Dude, if it's not a pinball scape, it really should be. That sounds cool as hell.
But the craziest one that I saw, which of course was crazy money, it was like I don't know if it's like modular, but like it's a pinball machine that updates itself, and like you can download different courses. And I don't know if it's just like a screen thing and it does that, or if it like actually has like modular pieces that will like move and come up. I just remember being fascinated that pinball was still really big in the year of our Lord 2024 Anno Domini.
Dude, that's I was kind of out of my mind knowing that they just still made new pinball machines for modern movies, or that they would update. Like I saw an Addams Family one, like the Addams Family movies, and thought that was like, whoa, they were still making pinballs when the Addams Family Values came out. That's cool. But no, they've got like Deadpool pinball machines out there. It continues to be real. Which is crazy. I didn't know that arcades
people love their paddles, man.
Yeah. I mean,
don't tilt.
The sounds and the lights are so like it's really good. It is. Did
you play that pinball that came with like Windows XP though?
Oh yeah.
Because that's still my favorite pinball.
I can hear it. I hear it right now.
I to this day I don't know a single rule about pinball other than don't shake the cabinet.
Yeah.
But like that fucking space pinball, man. I sunk so many hours in that thing. Can I steal that? Can I make that into a thing and steal that now, please?
I'll tell like the modern pinball companies would make buku bucks if they would reproduce that machine. If they could get some of the same sounds to come out of it, that would be very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, dating us, that like pinball, the game on computers was like standard along with Solitaire and Minesweeper.
Spider Solitaire, because it had the upgrade to the new one. I was like, what is the spider? And then I'd never understood it. And then I was watching Uncle Joe do it, and he does it like the full suits. Like I only ever played it with like the single spades. And he's like, nah, all four suits, let's go. He had a win rate of 2%.
That's a choice.
He's a guy.
Yeah.
What are you stealing, Connor? What are you stealing?
I'm stealing... man, I hate to do this to you because I think it's just your answer, but slightly better. But it's the co-op zombie game where you
House
get
of the Dead!
2 pistols.
Fuck!
Yeah, House of the Dead. that was always the coolest. Like, if I had one friend over and I was like,
Yeah.
hey, you want to see my hey, you're cool, right? You're not gonna call the cops or anything, right? I just like, it's got like wires poking out of the side from where I ripped it out of the wall. I brought it home with my means.
You even got a fucking like zombie from like Spirit Halloween, just like put up on it. You're making it yours to also hide the property of Wonderland Games.
Yeah, I think I would play that over and over again. I think that could be the highlight of many an evening, to have guests come over, especially if I've really truly mastered it, because I could get called in, at the right moment. But yeah, 2 pistols, light lasers, taking out zombies. They're throwing axes. You got to shoot them out of the sky as they're coming at you.
Oh, because I remember I never played a lot of Cabela's, but I did play a surprising amount of House of the Dead. I remember, like, with Tommy T, we would it's like, hey, got a couple of quarters left. You want to go shoot at a thing? And I just remember I couldn't ever get past there. I don't know if they're like dogs or gargoyles, but some like dogs. Beast would just jump at you and like, where did all my health go? All right, cool. Yeah. I'm not giving you any more money. Fuck you.
I don't think I ever saw half of the full game.
I'm gonna go find Joe playing the skee ball at the one thing that doesn't take a quarter, because he knows the one thing how to get free games.
Yeah. My old answer would have been there was a version of Whack-A-Mole that was spiders on the floor that you would need to step on once they lit up.
Oh, I've seen that. I know that.
That was a good one. That was one of my very favorites when I was a wee lad.
Like, part of me wanted to take the Jurassic Park one where you're like it's like the whole like curtained off like truck. Yeah, that could have been fun to steal. There's so many good answers for this one, but
I think any of the car games where you get to sit with the steering wheel and you've got the pedals.
One of my favorite ones was this like ski mobile thing. That one was fun. That had like a really good tactile experience. It vibrated in all the right ways and like did like the little like bunny hops fun. But before we get off this, House of the Dead is the best answer. I have to give it to you, credit where credit is due. Take your certificate of Evan, you completion.
You crawled so I could walk. I would not have gotten. I probably would have just wound up saying pinball.
We sit upon the shoulders of giants. But my favorite thing about House of the Dead is, do you know about House of the Dead's spin-off?
No.
It is I think I can't remember if it's for the Dreamcast. I think it's for the Dreamcast. It might be for the PC, but is Typing of the Dead. You beat zombies by typing words.
Oh man.
I learned about this. If you don't watch them, I highly recommend Stop Skeletons from Fighting. Their YouTube channel that just goes deep into weird video game stuff. The whole thing is just a passion project of this dude who's like from Alaska, lives in Seattle. He just really likes weird video game history, objects, games, things. He just kind of goes, and it's fucking beautiful. And Typing of the Dead came up in like, I think, a weird peripherals video where it's like, here's the Dreamcast keyboard. But it's just, my favorite part about it is like, instead of the FBI agents going in with handguns, they have fucking like TV tray fucking keyboards in front of them to like shoot at the zombies.
There's a certain point where you sell out from the whole steez of your franchise so hard that you come back around the other side, and that just becomes impressive. I can't believe that they went full Mavis Beacon teaches typing. Yep. That's so cool.
It's so good. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm putting in the chat. You gotta see the fucking screenshot. Oh nope, that's a different thing I copied. I want to copy picture, please.
Picture, please.
It's so good because it's got all the zombie stuff and they're still the tough FBI, CIA agent men, but they just got fucking backpack keyboards on.
Man, I want to live in that society.
Right.
I want secret agents to run around with keyboards slung over their backs. They just whip them around and start typing at folks to, oh, yeah.
Slash,
Man,
run, slash, kill zombie, execute.
Yeah. I'll take another couple of decades on my hoverboard if you can just get that weapon fully operational.
I want some nerd out there to like go and make coding of the dead to like teach people how to code through zombie killing.
Yeah.
There's so many opportunities. What educational purpose can't be better without killing zombies?
I just can't, there's no better way to motivate people. Do you have any idea how much money arcades have gotten from House of the Dead? I couldn't even begin to estimate, but it was always busy. It was one of the best games.
Yep. Very good. Very fun. Thank you for your wonderful answers, Connor. And thank you, listener, for making it to the end of the episode. You didn't have to listen this far, but you did, and we appreciate it. If you're enjoying what we do, you can give us a rate. You can get parasocial with us on the social medias at Connor.
The answer's a lemon. The answer's a lemon at social media.
The answer's a lemon. On social media, we're everywhere. Just say, hey, we got dumb memes. Shut up. If you want to get your own questions answered by the God of Odd, or send in your own answers, I don't know why you want to do that here instead of on our social medias, but do wherever, man. You're cool. We love you. You can send us an email at
lemonanswers@gmail.com.
That is lemonanswers@gmail.com. But that's it. That's all she wrote. Can't thank you enough for your time. Love you. Bye.
Go in peace.
That's very sweet.